to the grocery store. You might not even stop and pick up 3 pennies if they were on the ground.
Possibly.
But I have to think that must have felt like such a responsibility.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Did you ever get enough money to buy something for yourself?
We usually got enough to buy school supplies, a big cheap tablet and pencils, which was all we needed.
Did your family talk about finances?
Not especially.
Were you aware that they lost money in the market or from banks or things like that?
No, I wasn't particularly aware of that. I did, though. We had a little savings program in our school.
Yeah.
I think I took a dime a week to school. And the bank in Aurora closed when all of the banks closed, and it never reopened. So I lost probably about $3 to $5. I was heart sick because it was a lot of money. $3 to a 10-year-old kid was a lot of money.
Were there people around you that were in worse positions? Do you remember?
Oh, yes. There were quite a few people that came from Kentucky and Oklahoma to look for employment, and they couldn't find it. I do remember we had hobos coming, and I've always heard we were marked.
Marked meaning a symbol?
Some kind of a symbol. I remember trying to find it and never could, but there was supposed to be some kind of a symbol.
So maybe on a fence post or something that indicated this is a welcoming house.
Uh-huh.
And so do you remember having dinner with these folks?
No, we'd feed them outside, like a sandwich or whatever. One time we lived out on Colfax, close to Chambers Road, and a family came to our place, and they stayed several days, and we shared food with them, and we played with the children.
You graduated from high school during the Depression?
Yes.
What high school?
William Smith High School.
William Smith. Do you remember whether, you, frankly, or your classmates were able to get jobs? Or was it about going out to college? What happened?
I was lucky enough to go to college, but a lot of them didn't. A lot of the boys joined the CCC camp.
This is the Civilian Conservation Corps.
Not much later, they were drafted and went into the Army.
As you've described it, this wasn't a particularly dark time in your childhood.
No, it wasn't.
Or unhappy. But do you remember a point at which you sensed that financially things were getting better? People were more prosperous, whether it was you or the people around you?
My father was an elected county judge. Now, how he ever paid for the election, I don't know.
Yeah, the campaign, right?
But he was an elected county judge. So then he had a regular salary, which was the first time ever. However, the counties didn't have enough money to pay their people. So he took what was known as a registered warrant. It was like an IOU.
Okay.
And he sold it to someone. And, of course, they took a percentage off the top.
And the idea was that there was some kind of guarantee behind that piece of paper so that he could sell it with some confidence.
Eventually they knew that the county would have enough money to pay the other people,
but your dad took a hit on his own salary.
On his own salary, yeah.
To be able to get the money up front.
I think his salary was $275 a month.
Besides in radio interviews, do you talk much about the Depression?
No.
No? To kids, grandkids?
No, they wouldn't believe me.
You think?
My grandkids wouldn't believe me.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us, Juanita. It's been a pleasure.
You're very welcome.
From 2009, Juanita Sparks, who grew up in Aurora during the Great Depression. Juanita passed away last year. One man recalled having her as a teacher in first and second grades. Quote, "This lady was what teachers are all about.